I know it's not the 4th.
It's about my birthday.
I know Jay-Z is December 4th.
Mine's the 6th of 96. I was born to be a menace. That's a lot of sixes. But speaking of birthdays, Zion's birthday next month. Y'all get y'all African gear wear. It's a African theme.
Gear.
It's coming to America theme.
Okay.
African gear.
Yeah. So go. Yeah, I'm about to say go in your closet for 2016 and get your Black Panther gear and bring it back out,
Man.
basically.
I'm wearing the Juneteenth colors.
My boy finna be one. Damn, that shit crazy.
No cap. Harry.
Tell me.
I was just asking if y'all ready.
Tell me. Okay.
Are we ready?
Mm-mm.
Okay, no. Big weight. We straight.
All right, let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Not Another Sports Podcast. I'm here with my hosts, Kevin and Jordan.
Yo, what's up? This is Kevin.
Yeah, and this is Jordan, and we got our boy with us, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We out here. Hey, man, you already know how we kick this off. As every black pastor says, I ain't going to be before you long. I say before you 2 hours. But we're going to kick this off with something positive. I got my brace fitted. I got the call back for my brace. Get it on the 20th. We're going to be out here walking. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Speaking of the 20th, my parents' anniversary that day, too. Shout out to them.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Getting old. Well, what y'all got positive for this week?
I got a few things actually. First, I want to say my first positive is thanking Jordan. I don't tell him a lot, but this is one of my closest friends,
Yes.
and he don't really press me for anything, but he always helps me out. And I just want him to know that I love you, bud, and
Yes, sir.
you always appreciate it. And in due time, bruh, you'll get even more for what you helped me out with.
Yes, indeed. Love you too, Brody.
And that, with that, and also it's been a long, hard few months for me, but finally had a breakthrough. Got a nice, decent, good job. Start Monday, 8 a.m. bright and early.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So yeah, it's been a long year already, but God's looking out for me.
No cap.
Yeah. For me, man, just the positivity that I've been around so much. Like when Jordan gave me the invite, I was, I said, let's go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then I heard some of the stories about you, Kevin, and it's just finally like good to like see you guys, and on the set with y'all in person. I remember when a few years ago you was just talking about
Right.
doing a podcast, then you started doing a podcast. Now you
Hey, we
streaming like
Hey,
it's
man.
up. like,
Hey,
Okay.
it's all a process.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's just gonna grow more and more, man. Just stay positive with it. Keep going.
No cap.
My positive, Roy hit another home run.
Yes, sir.
I think he's third in the NL
Yep.
behind Schwarber and Tatis. We won. I think we won the series. No, we lost the series against the Pirates, but we won the series against the Mets. So that was good.
Hey, man.
Not the Mets, the Marlins. I'm sorry.
Yes.
But yes,
We
that was
won game one of this next series with the Marlins
Yeah.
yesterday. So, hey, man, we only, at the start of play yesterday, we was only 4.5 games out of first place. So,
Which is
No, we still 4.5, but
Yeah.
we're in second.
I've been looking at Morton.
Yeah.
He's been dicing it up. Like,
hey,
when
man, if he
when
can be
get-
consistent.
I think he might be like 10-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morton and
10-3
Smiley have
when
been.
he starts. He might be 8-3 overall though.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, Smiley
Yeah.
might give up a few hits, but it's like usually when Smiley plays, it's like the offense is going.
Right. Other than that 3-run home run that he gave up the other day, he didn't really give up anything.
Yeah.
So he's been his first 9 starts were really terrible, but his last 8 starts have been what we expected to get from him.
Yeah.
So I won't say that it's averaged out to be good. I would say it's been a little bit less than a push, but we're working towards a push to good. So that's we're in the right direction.
Anyway, we're going to move on to the weekly recap. The NBA Finals are finally here. At the start of recording today, the Suns are up 2-0. Like I said, Suns in 5. I think the Bucks are going to go home, win Game 3 off the momentum of playing at home, first finals game. But, I mean, to me, it just looked like they outmatched. But like I said last week, the Suns' big 3 is better than the Bucks' big 3. So, I mean, that's really what it's come down to. We say the difference is going to be bench play, but really it's been Chris Middleton has been Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday hasn't been what people have expected him to be.
I think where it is, I think for the Bucks, it is Drew Holiday. That's the X factor.
Yeah.
Like you said, Chris Middleton gonna be Chris Middleton. Game 1, he had a decent game. You know, a Chris Middleton type game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 22 maybe, and Game 2, you maybe took 10 shots, while Drew Holiday jacked every other shot.
Yeah, he had
but
like.
Drew Holiday is definitely the X factor. If they want to have this series 2-2 coming out of Milwaukee, is almost going to rely on Drew Holiday, and with a little bit of the bench, if you can get a spark, a 15-17 night out of Pat Connaughton.
Yeah, maybe.
Other than that, man, the way Phoenix is playing in that system and just the camaraderie of them guys, how they playing, man, they look like some champions.
Yep.
Through 2.
It's Chris Paul year.
With the first game, I said the key was Ayton. The first game, Ayton was the key. Chris Paul did go off, took off in the second half, but the first game, I believe Ayton also took off in the second half and became a bigger factor in that game, and he kind of like sealed the deal at the end. The second game, and Giannis was getting back into the rhythm first game. He looked good, but he wasn't all the way who he, capable of. Chris, like you said, Chris had a Chris game. Drew Holiday really had a solid game, but it wasn't impactful. They let the game get away from them early, and then it was over with. It was a lot of momentum in Phoenix way. The second game, I said Giannis was out there feeling like LeBron. He had 25 and 12, and Chris Middleton acted like he didn't know this was the NBA Finals. He acted like he didn't know this was Game 2. He acted like he didn't know they was down 0-1. He just came out there and didn't ball out. And Drew Holiday as well. But I put that on them. But my biggest thing is Coach Bud for them. I tell Jordan that if they lose this finals, and no matter how they lose this finals, whether they get swept, lose it 5, 6, 7, if they lose this finals, he's going to be gone, because I think he's the reason for them being down 2-0. I think he's the reason that they 3 stars is not clicking all on the same page. You failed to make adjustments. You've been playing around all season with this lineup, and you still have yet to figure out how to get your 3 stars to have a good game all together. Like, if Giannis have a great game, Chris Middleton is suffering, or Drew Holiday is suffering. If Drew and Chris Middleton have a good game, that's because Giannis on the bench or he's hurt. You can't win like that. You need all 3 stars clicking. Like Brandon said, I take the Bucks 2 over the Suns 2, but now that when you look at it, it is the big 3, because those 2, Drew Holiday and Ayton, are the biggest factors, like you said with Drew, for the Bucks. If you take one of them out the game, you got a better chance to win the game. And I think Coach Bud is doing a horrible job with getting all 3 of them to flow well on the offensive end. He's doing a poor job with switching. He continues to let Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez get cooked by Chris Paul and Devin Booker in the pick and roll. You need to stop the switching and stop. Even with the pick and roll, you got to hold tight and keep Drew Holiday on Chris Paul the whole game. You might have to put Giannis on Booker. You might have to switch it up. You might have to go small. You might have to take Brook Lopez out and put Giannis at the 5. Like you said, you need a 15-17 game from Cunningham. Give Bobby Portis some minutes. Yeah. Give Cunningham some more minutes and let them cook. Let them go. Bobby Portis was a key against the Hawks. You gotta let him get some points. Yeah. Mikal Bridges scored 25 game 2. Key. You need your bench players to perform, and you got to make adjustments. I put this on the coach.
I give you that. I like that take.
I have a question before I start. Player A averages 11 points, 53% from the 2-point line, 25% from the 3-point line, which is 43% from the field. He's 71% from free throw line and 2 turnovers. Player B, 17 points, 48% from the 2, 29 from the 3. He is 41% from the field, 67 from free throw, and 2.5 turnovers. So he averages more points, but he's less percent from the 2 and the 3, which is less from the field. He averages less from the free throw line, and he averages more turnovers. Are you taking player A or player B?
Hey man, he asked you.
Oh no, this is for everybody.
I'll answer this, but it's gonna be a two-part answer. Based on the stats, yes, and I don't know because I know you're tricky wits. You're trying to get us to say numbers out loud, but like it's probably gonna be two players. But with the numbers, I'm gonna say player A, but
With less points but better efficiency.
and
Yes.
better efficiency, no
Okay.
turnovers or whatever. But there's other things that I can't measure within points like
Defense.
like your intangibles, your leadership.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being 6'11" and being able to run down and block down shit, like you can't measure all that.
Yeah.
Okay. You
I mean, you like he said, you can't really measure. Stats aren't everything.
But it sounds. I would say player B because it sounds like because in those things numbers can be misleading. It sounds like player B is doing more. Player A could be a role player.
Who got more hustle points?
Who got more minutes? Who doing more? Exact the same.
They
Like
average. I think they average the same minutes. I didn't look at minutes.
yeah, that matters.
I mean, I'm
That
just saying,
matters.
Bobby Portis played 5 minutes in game 2, bro.
You can't do
Okay,
nothing.
let's assume they average the same amount of minutes.
Who was you just comparing?
Right.
Player A was Eric Bledsoe. Player B was Drew Holiday. The point was their numbers are extremely similar.
If that's the case, then why did he
Extremely
beat
similar.
why did he beat them in 4?
But see,
Okay.
that goes. But listen to what you're saying though. It's going back to Coach Bud. You're not being able to figure out how to get Giannis to flow well with these other players. Like Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton need plays to score. Giannis just need to step
You're
back
not wrong.
and just run to the goal.
You're not wrong. All my whole point is, and I've been saying this ever since they traded for him, that this isn't gonna be the difference maker that everybody thought it was gonna be. Their numbers are extremely similar. Like they basically playing the same role.
Drew
I
Holiday,
admit,
Who's
Drew Holiday
the
played
better
better.
defender?
Yeah,
I
played
will
better
admit,
defense.
from time to time, Drew Holiday is a much better defender.
Hey, look, they in the finals. They couldn't get past the second round with
Hey
Eric
man,
Bledsoe.
you just like we
They also
just
played
like
the
we
Hawks
talked
this
about
year.
the
What's wrong with the Hawks?
just
Y'all
like we
just
talked
said they going to the finals.
just like we talked about the Suns playing a whole bunch of men. Let's not act like the Bucks play everybody's top tier players.
Exactly.
Let's not act
Yeah.
like that.
And Trae Young got hurt.
But my point is, I will admit, Drew Holiday has played excellent defense at times, but at other times he has been getting cooked.
Yeah, I mean he gonna get cooked because like just how hard he plays
Yeah.
defense. Like
I get that.
Yeah.
But give him a
Like,
chance, Jordan, in
he
this
could-
series though.
Like
Give
Drew
him.
Holiday could test it like when he's guarding you and he's not even when he is, but he's gonna contest every shot. I say not every shot because nothing 100%. I say he'll contest at least 75%.
I get that.
And Coach Bud, give him a chance to actually
But-
go out there and let us see if he
See-
getting cooked or not. We're not even seeing if he getting cooked because he always switching.
I mean, he
See,
did-
I've
He did
I've
get
been
cooked a little
I've
bit,
been
but, you know,
complaining
all
about
of
that
it is.
the whole
He made
playoffs
Devin
though.
Booker at the rim though on a fast break.
Ever
I'm talking about
since-
cremated.
Ever since the Clippers Mavericks series, I've been complaining about that because the Clippers switched too much. Like when they actually put Kawhi on Luka, you saw the results, but they didn't do it enough, so nobody actually believed it could happen. So, do I feel like Drew Holiday on Devin Booker on Chris Paul could stop him? Maybe, but I haven't seen it. I don't have faith. But for me,
I'll tell you why they really can't do that because what they want Drew Holiday to be aggressive, and he can't guard nobody 94 feet, and
Right.
he can't. I don't care who you are. You ain't about to have your foot on the gas the entire game.
Right.
No, I've yet to see it out of a player because it's just too draining for the whole game for you to have that type of defense. One
You can't
player.
even do that in
Like,
this
you
league.
gotta
They're
think-
gonna foul. He gonna foul out in halftime.
Yeah, exactly.
right. I mean, for me, the two turning points in this, the two plays that made me realize that this is going to be Suns in 5, the ones that solidified it, I think it was like right before halftime when they had like 10, 15 passes, and then it ended in the and one with DeAndre Ayton.
The great defense.
Yes, it was great defense.
And it still was
but,
and one.
I was like, yeah, this. I feel like even at Milwaukee's best, I feel like Phoenix is just a little bit better. Just a little bit better.
We going to talk about criticizing Coach Bud, but we don't even give Monty Williams the praise. It was a clip. He was talking to DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, game 2, he wasn't having his normal game of like pretty much dominating. You know, he was turning the ball over a little bit. And Coach Williams, like, you set yourself at such a high standard. Like, you don't have to dominate with points. You know what I'm saying? With the stats, you can dominate with your force. Go out there and dominate with your force. And that was just great coaching.
And that's why it continues. That's why I hold firm to what I'm saying about Coach Bud, because this is a series about coaching, and I knew it coming in. And
hey, man. And like, I'm not going to just keep letting you sit here calling out Coach Bud when we've been sitting here calling out Coach Bud since last year. This isn't new information to us. Stop sitting here talking like you breaking news.
I'm not saying I'm breaking news. I'm just calling it what it is for this series.
Yeah, finally.
But
I mean, he's been coaching like this since the Miami series. He didn't make no adjustments.
I mean, I know that, but
he's had the opportunity to lose in every series.
I know, but I'm saying, like,
he didn't even make no adjustments in that Brooklyn series.
Before this roster, a lot of that was on him, but a lot of that was on Giannis. A lot of that was on Giannis as well. I think Giannis every year has developed and has a little bit more, progression than he had the year before. So now we at a point where I see Giannis doing exactly what he's supposed to do, how he can, with his liability of not being able to shoot. And yet your coach is still not up to where you at right now, where you are performing at the highest level in the finals, but yet your coach is still not being able to get you, your second co-star, and your third co-star to perform all together at the same time. And you talk about the Suns' possession, that's called being in flow in offense, the thing the Bucks don't have.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's on the coach.
The other play that showed me that it's probably going to be a short series was when Ed brought it up, when Drew Holiday chased down Devin Booker and blocked the shot. There was like nobody there.
Nobody ran back.
Nobody.
One person paced back.
Right. I mean, that also goes into it though.
Already in the area, but everybody else was on the other side of the court while Drew Holiday busting his ass.
He got the block, then somebody got the rebound, and then somebody finally got there. But by that time, DeAndre Ayton was there, so you could just make the easy pass. So yeah, I feel like it's more of a one person is gonna do everything, and then somebody's gonna finally show up, but it's gonna be too late. That was kind of the message I got from that play.
Just don't know what much they can do if you're not gonna flow the offense, if you're not gonna give Brook Lopez touches so he can get that 33 like he had before. PJ Tucker is a horrible option on the offensive end. He's not getting you nothing more than 7 points a game, if that, and that's a hard 7 for him to get. So like you basically playing 3-on-5 basketball.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a lot for Chris Middleton, even with his inconsistency. It's a lot for him, Giannis, and Drew to do on that end and defense when you know that PJ Tucker's not going to score. Brook Lopez is going to be in foul trouble because he's getting cooked in the pick and roll. Who else is in their starting lineup?
Remember in the game that Brook Lopez had 33 and Giannis wasn't playing. That's why he was able to get to the rim.
I was just about to say that. The only thing I can't blame Coach Bud for is the fact that he's playing Brook Lopez and Giannis too much. Because at this point, I don't think he has any other option. I feel like that's his best lineup. I feel like if DiVincenzo didn't get hurt, and I said that going into the Brooklyn series, if he didn't get hurt, their best lineup would be Drew at the 1, DiVincenzo at the 2, Middleton at the 3, probably Pat Connaughton at the 4, and then Giannis at the 5. That way you can get the best of Giannis without not having Brook Lopez out there wasting space.
Yeah, That's just lineups. You could do that in the game. You could start off your lineup if you really want to go Giannis, Chris Middleton, Drew, PJ Tucker, and Brook Lopez to start the game off. That's cool. Yeah. But if you gonna take if you really want your offense to flow, okay, when you take one of them out, say you take Giannis out, you got to keep Middleton in. You got to keep Drew. You got to keep one of them in. Yeah, with the surrounding and keep Brook Lopez in.
Their offense flows more when Giannis and Brook aren't on the floor. But the only thing is, now you had to bring in a Bryn Forbes who's a defensive liability, and I wouldn't trust that. Yeah. Or a Jeff Teague, who, I mean, we all watch Jeff Teague in Atlanta. Do you want him getting quality finals minutes?
Nah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's really the only thing I can't blame him for is his rotations. He's playing the best card that he's dealt. So if DiVincenzo was there, then we would probably have more of an argument on what Bud is doing wrong. But I've always been saying Bud, I mean, he's playing Giannis more minutes. That's been one of the biggest things we've always been complaining about. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think there's anything else he can do other than Drew Holiday making shots. Like, he told him to be more aggressive. Drew Holiday went out there more aggressive. He just should have said be more efficient.
He also told him to play free and stuff like that.
He said play random. I give you that.
Random.
I give you that.
That's how they play, bro. That's exactly how they play. They go out there like us four went up there on the park and was like, okay, we all play.
You're not wrong, but we've known this. We've known this forever. See, my only thing is, we can't blame him for doing things that we've already known he does. Like, if he was doing something new wrong, then I could see it. But, like, he is who he is. We've known this. It's the Bucks' fault for keeping him. So,
man.
Well, I mean, he did progress. So he's in the finals.
Yeah, you got into the finals, but
I mean,
just like
but
the way you go,
let's be
the way you going out.
Let's be 100% honest. Did Bud get them to the finals, or did KD's lack of foot awareness get them to the finals?
Joe Harris.
Joe Harris decided that he doesn't support Juneteenth.
That's part of the game, man.
It is, but I'm not finna go.
You can't.
I'm not ignoring. I'm not ignoring them getting to the finals. But I'm not finna go out here and give Bud credit for that. I'm giving the circumstances the credit for them getting.
He got blamed when they lost.
Yeah. You're not wrong, and I blamed him when they won. I blamed them. I blamed him in Game 7. Yeah. I felt like he should have played what's it called more, Bobby Portis more on KD. I feel like KD wouldn't have dropped 40 ish on Bobby Portis.
Yeah.
Probably would have been like 30. It would have been like 35.
If it was 40, it's gonna be just.
It was gonna be much tougher.
It's gonna be a hard 40.
Right.
You know what
it wasn't gonna be as easy.
40 on the 12 disciples.
Exactly.
No.
Hey, you arguing with a KD fan, so I'm not finna have that argument. All I'm saying is, I think it would have been a little bit tougher than who he was.
That's a better matchup for Bobby Portis being on KD than it is.
Tucker.
No, I'm saying it's better for him being on KD than it is for him being on the smaller guys like Chris Paul and Booker, because he can torch. He cannot keep up. Too quick.
Yeah, but before we finish, who would y'all have for Finals MVP?
Chris Paul.
Far? Yeah, Chris Paul.
Just off of the politicking, even though Ayton should be the MVP because of the difference maker.
If we would have had this conversation before Game 1, before Game 2, I definitely would have said Ayton, especially since the Kawhi Iggy's of the world got the Finals MVP for guarding the best player on the other team. So I felt like Ayton's contribution on Giannis would have helped that cause.
Mm-hmm. But he did have a double-double last night.
Obviously he's gonna do what he does on offense.
If
but
Chris Paul have one of those 15-point games, and Ayton
I feel like
the 2020 game,
anybody, if it's close, is gonna be Chris Paul. Yeah. Like if it's a question of who should get it or who could get it, it's gonna be Chris Paul, just for the long-term achievement award.
Chris Paul is definitely the front runner, but how could we not mention Devin Booker?
I was about to say
Devin Booker, but
he's
dropping what he dropped that third quarter? He just went insane.
Yeah.
But some things impact winning more.
Yeah.
And Ayton impact it has a bigger reason on them winning. Devin Booker scoring 30 is great, and that's key to them. Chris Paul doing what Chris Paul do is great. But if you have a dominant big man that cannot be stopped, and you got to keep your big man in the game to be on him. Meanwhile, keep them getting torched by CP3 and Booker because he's on the court. Like, that's MVP worthy.
Yeah. Can't finish without mentioning if the Bucks win, it's gonna be Giannis. He had 30 in the second half. He was the first person to have 30 in a half, I think, since Michael Jordan, and he was the first person since Isaiah Thomas to have 30 in the second half of a game in the finals.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Giannis for, actually going out there and balling. Because I'm a fan of Giannis. I'm a believer in Giannis.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying Giannis was trash. I was like, man, he's not trash.
I'm a believer in all Kobe disciples. Anybody that got trained under Kobe, Greek, Jason Tatum, Sabrina Ionescu, and the list goes on.
He trained with Kobe, but he's more of a LeBron.
I'm not finna sit here and say that.
The last 3 years of Kobe life, he was in Kobe year.
No, he ain't learned how to shoot from.
Yeah, I'm not finna
Got
say
that
that Giannis wasn't trash at the time that I said it, because I stand by what I said. But one thing I will always say that I've said is that I admire about Giannis, unlike Ben Simmons, is that he's willing to put in the work, and you can notice that he actually cares about being better. Like, you can tell every year that he's going into the off season, putting in work, shooting the ball, shooting threes, shooting free throws.
Shy away from that, right?
He's not afraid to fail.
I've been in PE class and then had a wide open shot knowing I really can't shoot, and I passed up that shot. And night in, night out, like, he would, like, of course we don't want Giannis shooting 5 threes a game.
Right.
Like, yeah, take a peek. You know what I'm
Take
saying?
enough to draw the defense out.
And you'll hit. You're not gonna miss all of them. He might.
I mean, he did go 1 for 8 a couple of
Yeah,
times.
but he did one.
No cap.
But like, shoot it, cause like even with you shooting the ball like that, like Brook Lopez can get that. Anything can happen down there. Anything can happen.
No cap. Plus, it's not like it's not like everybody's just out there staring you down, knowing who's about to shoot. If they see somebody pulling up to shoot, their natural instinct is to close out.
Right.
Now, granted, when they see it's you, they might stop.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, it's Giannis, all right. But their natural instinct is to close out. So, one, you're helping your case to free up other people that would get other people off of them, but you're also freeing up the lane for yourself, because if they're closing out on you, then you can drive past them. Right. So I feel like that's one of the things that him shooting improves. So yes, I will say that I've liked the improvement that Giannis has made over the years. I still see that he can improve more. I feel like he has to cut out airballing from the free throws. That's just a bad look.
But see, bro, he's not afraid to look like.
I mean,
that. That's what Ben
I respect
Simmons
that.
is what afraid of. You know?
I respect that.
That's soft, like, soft ain't even gotta be physical. Like,
Right.
I don't like mentally soft people.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
dude, like you gotta be tougher than that. Like,
Yes, I definitely respect Giannis
like,
a million
you in
times
the
more
top-
than I
you in
respect
the
Ben
top
Simmons.
2% people, like, we can't do what you do.
At all.
Like, like, this is contradictory, but why our opinion matters? You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot the ball, man. You know what?
Okay.
That's what Ben Simmons need to develop. Giannis doesn't let the countdown from the fans get to him, the airballing. Like, he still tries, you know. Ben Simmons, I think he feels like he's just too cool, or he just like.
He probably, what is he, a Gen Z?
He is light skinned. That's
Is
what
he,
he
a
is.
Gen, is he in Generation Z?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
I'm sorry sorry for Generation Z viewers.
Hey, man. Anyway,
Different.
we're going to move on to baseball. We're going to recap the first half of baseball season. Hey, man, I don't know what's going on with the Braves. We can't score runs like we did the last couple of seasons. We can't pitch. Our starters are fine.
I think the scoring runs part definitely is hurting from Ozuna out the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, y'all Braves fans,
Yes.
Albie should not be hitting in third at all. Like,
I mean, he doing his thing
like,
here,
he's doing-
but
like, you typically want power.
yeah.
I would want him 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially like a 6. That's a good
If I had my choice, I would go. I mean, not Ozzy. If If egos weren't a thing, I would put Ozzy at 1.
Yeah.
But obviously, Roy wants to hit there. He feels more comfortable hitting
Do
there.
y'all feel like y'all pitching is good enough? Y'all can go rent a player like a Trevor Story, like a player for their back, and maybe put like
if
Riley,
we were in the
put
A-
like Riley like in left field.
No. If we were in the AL, yes, but I would rather just keep Riley at third.
Because
I wouldn't
That's
want
like a double-edged
Now,
sword.
if
Either you gonna go help your bullpen and your batting not be worth nothing, or go help the batting and the bullpen still be.
Yeah.
man.
I feel like if all things were considered equal, I would go for Chris Bryant and maybe a Craig Kimbrell because they're talking about having to put them in a package deal. So I feel like that would be
Oh yeah.
something we could go after because I feel like we could re-sign Kimbrell pretty easily. I feel like he would give us a hometown discount, and Chris Bryant plays left field, so we wouldn't have to move him.
Mm.
And then we could keep Riley
But
at
what would you
third.
trade?
Who will we trade?
You know they don't want. Is the
Pache.
real question is the farm? What the farm look like?
I'm not willing to trade Pache because he's the future of the team. I would be more willing to trade.
I would
be-
trade their future and past.
I would be willing to be. I would be more willing to trade Drew Waters, especially since we're getting Chris Bryant in return. So we wouldn't really need another left fielder if we already getting Chris Bryant back. So yeah, I feel like that would be somebody probably like a Newcomb, a Toussaint
I
type.
don't think the Braves financially should do that because they don't want to pay anybody anyway.
I was
So
about to
I
say.
just say just rent a player
See, but
and then you can
That
always
would-
trade for like relievers.
renting a player to lose in the NLCS doesn't make sense to me though.
Hey man,
You gotta sometimes you gotta make moves.
you gotta fire Snake.
See, but I feel like
Yeah.
with the team we
Now if
have
you laying
now,
down,
I feel like the
they should
team we
every
have
time.
now,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna
y'all feel like y'all good enough.
we could tap out to the NLCS. We could get to I don't see us out of the division, especially since we play the Mets twice. So I feel like
The Mets,
Hmm?
I did not know they was that hurt. And
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
people coming back.
yeah, they have basically
Like they like second best power back. JD Davis come back. Like
yeah. I mean,
and
I'm not
and Thor come back.
yeah, but I'm not really concerned about the Mets. They always do that. They play well in the first half and then fall off in the second.
And we always play the NL East well anyway.
Right.
Like we literally that's the best division we play. But
See, once we get through the Tampa Bay and the Padres series, I think we're
Y'all
gonna
play
be
them coming out.
yeah, like right after we play Tampa Bay and the
like
Padres back to back.
Y'all going?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
I want to see the Rays.
Yeah. I don't know. I slick my head to go to a Rays game.
Well, my Dodgers are doing pretty good. I don't know. I think we got a little, our teams that's pretty good.
that World Series hangover.
That and like All Star about to be.
Oh yeah.
So like they just ready to have a break.
Right.
So
Can't really blame
I
them.
can't. Yeah. And then with the Trevor Bauer, I don't know what's going on. I hope everything's good on both sides.
Right.
So I think we need to get a pitcher, maybe a.
Y'all got David Price.
David Price. David Price is good for 4 innings now.
Yeah.
We lost 5-2 to the worst team in the
The Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I think David Price maybe gave us 4 1/2.
He's not Tampa Bay David Price
No,
anymore.
yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Far from it.
Yeah.
Or even
David Price really like our six pitcher if
He's
it-
our
if
Josh
it-
Tomlin.
If everybody was doing their job how we wanted to, David Price would pitch every 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's y'all's Josh Tomlin. He's,
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? That's our dude.
Oh, yeah.
But like we don't want him starting in game 3 of the playoff series. Like I'm kind of nervous then.
hey, man.
Yeah. So, do you still see y'all winning the division, or you got?
Winning the division is definitely in grab. I think where we would turn up at is after about 2 weeks after All-Star break, we're gonna hit like a 10-game. I predict a 10-game win streak. Bellinger hasn't been playing. Cody Seager's coming back. With our bats, back in tune with each other.
Oh yeah.
That's scary. And then like the pitching, like without Bauer, we still got Urias got 10 wins. Bueller on the mound, I think today.
That's
he's
my
like,
dog.
yeah, Bueller dog.
I definitely wanted to go see him. I didn't even go to that Dodgers series because he wasn't pitching.
And then like we do things with Kershaw. We know Kershaw old and stuff.
Then he get hurt.
He's not really hurt. Like that's just the finesse part of it, saying like, oh, we're gonna give him an MRI.
But why now?
So he can get the break.
Yeah.
So he can get the break now and then.
But wasn't he gonna pitch in the All-Star game?
Bro, Clayton Kershaw don't care about the All-Star game.
He
no
can
more.
pitch so many All-Star games, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna talk about that later, but why not just say he didn't want to go?
Because all psyche.
Because then other All-Stars will start doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
They already did it.
It's just another,
Jacob DeGrom started it.
Yeah, it's like another like they proven like you know what I'm saying. They didn't play in an All-Star game after All-Star game.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying, why not just say that?
Because you can't.
I feel like Clayton Kershaw has a little
like-
bit more clout than Jacob DeGrom.
He did just win the World Series.
Yeah. But DeGrom is, I feel like the best.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
He's a
yeah,
better
obviously,
pitcher,
yeah,
You
no
heard what I
question.
call him, the guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, man, I don't have many regrets in life, but one of my biggest regrets was my uncle was coaching for the Mets that year that DeGrom was a rookie. So we went under the stadium like after the game, and he was just standing there. I didn't even know who dude was. He had pitched a great game. I went and talked to him, talked about the game and everything, and left. Didn't take no picture, didn't get an autograph, nothing.
you know what? Like,
This
things
is-
supposed to happen for a reason. Maybe if you took that picture, the universe would have just a little inch. He's gonna be sorry as hell. So
That
man
there was a
said,
reason why you didn't take that
My
picture
pitching
that
eye was
day.
messed up with that flash.
This is why from now on Jordan take pictures with everybody.
No cap.
Everybody.
Boy, that year I worked at SunTrust. I wasn't allowed to take pictures, but I got a picture with
Bryce Harper.
No, I did get a picture with Bryce Harper. I did.
Take a picture with him.
No cap. I got a picture with Bryce Harper. I took a picture of Andrew, Chipper, and Mookie, and I got a whole bunch of autographs.
And before we end this, I just want to say, New York Yankees is fourth in the AL East and 45-42.
Yeah, y'all suck.
Hey man, y'all got all that money,
Hey, y'all
no
got all
salary
them
crap.
bats. Good. You got all them bats. and then
All
you
of
got
that.
The
all
problem
money.
is
We
all
got
they bats hit
injuries.
from one side of the
That too.
plate.
That
Yeah.
They don't have no left-handed power bats. Like that's on
And
the
old Odor like 36.
Yep.
Right.
Like,
that's on the GM. You
Garrett
gotta have
Cole, Mr. Sticky.
Right.
you gotta
Let's get
have
no more.
players that fit your ballpark. Like that would be like the Rockies going out and spending on a whole bunch of Jose Altuve size players. Like you got to get big people that can hit in that park.
Do we let Stanton go? Like
Yes.
They've
Yes.
been saying that for like 4 years.
Why are we
Yes.
like, still calling him a superstar?
Oh my gosh.
We've been saying that for like
Bruh,
3
I
years.
just
bro.
said
To be honest, I don't think anybody's
man.
called Stanton a superstar.
the Marlins days he was.
No, I'm saying like
he was
since
superstar then.
He was
since
Superman.
I'm saying like since
I mean,
the-
he was also playing with the Marlins.
I think the moment he broke his
But that
face was his
good.
was slick the end.
I don't think
That
anybody has
and
called
when-
him a
and
superstar
when
in New
that team-
York.
when that whole team split up after
Yeah, he won the MVP.
After Wes McCauley died.
Not in New York?
After
In
that pitcher
Miami.
died, that took something out of
Jose
all,
Fernandez?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that took something out of all Yelich. Well,
Yeah.
Yelich won the MVP, but like now, like
Man,
you don't
Yelich
even.
mid.
Yeah, now
That man
he-
stole that MVP from Freddie. I don't care what nobody say.
He did.
That man was trash. The only reason he got that MVP was because
He had
the
a good
Brewers.
season.
He led the Brewers to the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Then he hit
Yeah.
lead
the only
the league in
reason.
home runs that year too.
Yeah, he did.
Ah.
Man, Freddie was right there. Freddie led in everything else. I think
Freddie's more, bro. I
Freddie
see
is
his comment again. bro. He's
everyday
so quality,
type
bro.
player.
Every day.
Freddie not gonna lead you in home runs unless it's a short season.
He got the
Like,
Brewers
he's
to
not-
the playoffs though. That's
he's not
the
a-
biggest thing.
He's not a
Those are
power
number two.
hitter. He's
Average.
you're right. He's a hit for average. Like, he led in doubles. How you faster, but Freddie lead in doubles? Like, come on, bro.
But Stan,
Before we go,
you gotta go.
Speaking of going, before we go, MVPs and Cy Youngs. Yeah.
At this point,
AL, I don't care what's going on. I don't care that record. Otani, what he doing is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
yep.
It's crazy, bro.
Cy Young and
that
MVP.
swing
Give it
is
to him.
beautiful, bro. I didn't know he was 6'4", what, 210, 215.
Mhm.
Bro, he's a great
His swing is equivalent to Aaron Rodgers' throwing motion.
Bro, and
Is it?
he
Yes, beautiful.
Bro, he's the first. He's the first player that I seen like he had a ground ball out highlight because he hit the ball 116 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
That boy, that
And
dude.
then NL MVP, I don't know, man. It's still up for grabs. Tatis might be up there.
I say. I mean, of course, I'm gonna say Roy from Atlanta.
Yeah.
But
It's just
he
it's
got.
only with him.
Roy get y'all to the playoffs. He's the MVP.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You gotta be him or Freddie Freeman because what's going on right now.
I don't think they're gonna give it to Freddie back to back years,
Yeah,
especially
Yeah,
where the Braves at right now. So if they get in the
started
playoffs,
out
it's,
slow too.
yeah, it's definitely gonna
they
be
got
Roy.
I want to see Rory's WAR and Tatis WAR, and I can be able to.
Yeah, he gotta steal some more bases too.
Roy?
Yeah. But it's so hard.
That was the
man.
biggest
Yeah.
thing. That was
You
the
don't
biggest
really
thing
get on-
last
if
year.
you
You
get on
was
base, it's a double or home
Right,
run.
and
You don't hit a lot of singles.
He had
the Braves
last-
don't run enough for me no
Was,
more.
Yeah,
wasn't
they
it last
don't.
year, Jordan? You was watching them, and we was watching the game, and you was yelling at him at your phone. It was like, run, like he don't be running.
He don't.
When it what game it was, the Cardinals, he thought it was gone, and he did a whole backflip, walk
Right,
off,
be doing that shit.
Wow.
and didn't even hit a home run.
Already got a double.
I tell you,
He got a
time
single.
and time again,
Wow.
man, he is the modern day Sammy Sosa to me.
Ron,
I see it.
Sammy Sosa was doping up though, so
I
let's
give
hope
you
that.
that.
Yeah, like he doing. I know he clean. Like you can't go now.
Oh yeah,
Without
ain't
being
going for it.
caught.
They ain't going
I mean,
for
Ryan Braun won a whole MVP before he allegedly got caught. Nelson Cruz went on a tear before he allegedly got caught.
Robinson
a lot of these.
Cano
But
Still
still
out,
with
you
Nelson
know.
Cruz, like he still do the same.
I mean, he fouled regardless. He's one of those
He
people
a-
I
he
put
a
with
bad-
Alex
yeah.
Rodriguez. Like
He
he
a
gonna be fouled regardless. I think he just
He
did that.
wanted,
He got older.
Yeah,
Robinson
he like
He was like 38.
top 5 DH.
Yeah.
For AL, I would have to go with Shane Bieber for
Bieber Valley.
Cy Young. Yes, he pitches for the Indians, so not a lot of people know about him.
He probably leads the league in strikeouts.
Yeah, he.
Where's the Indians
Well,
at
yeah,
right
he's
now?
second in.
He's second now.
Yeah.
He
For
must got a
130.
game
What division
in the
they
next
in?
2 days though.
Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, AL Central
Are
with
they-
the Tigers, the
Tigers,
Royals.
Are they at the top of
Reds.
that?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
Central.
Terry
I'm not
Francoco.
sure.
Francoco.
Terry Francona.
Yeah, is he still the coach of them?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got him for AL
Now the White
Cy
Sox.
Young. I like Shohei. I had Vlad Jr. going into the season and probably a month ago,
They fell off.
but I mean not even really like.
They sitting on top. They sitting on top of the Yankees right now.
Well,
At
yeah,
the-
y'all
in
are
the third.
y'all are tied,
Mm-hmm.
but they had the head-to-head record.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not really that they fell off. It's just that Shohei took off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I mean, there's
and
really
then
no
Trout-
catching
with
him.
No Trout in the lineup, you
Yeah.
really can see his
Right.
his true ability with his back.
Yeah.
But yes, Chicago leads that division.
White Sox.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, since he maneuvered from the Red Sox to the Indians, he done got him to the World Series and got him to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, they still might win the wild card, but
great
they,
coach.
Great, yeah.
they might make the wild card, but they're not gonna win the division. The White Sox got that. But
They got the White Sox. They got 3 quality pitchers.
hey man, as long as they make sure that they manager don't mess it up for them.
Yeah.
The AL East stacked again though. So
Yeah.
the
The Orioles is pretty decent.
They're good. They're a good team to go with, against the spread.
Yeah.
Underdog team. And they score a lot of runs for over under if you want to bet.
Right. But for the NL, you can't go with anybody other than DeGrom for Cy Young.
Yep.
And for MVP, it's got to be Roy. He's not. I think he's like 3 away from Schwarber. I think Schwarber has 27 and Roy has 24. I can't remember where he's at on the batting average, but it wasn't that far the last time I checked. I think he was like 7th or 8th. So, I mean, he has all the numbers. He plays great defense. We just got to win a little bit more. But, I mean, if Mike Trout can win MVP all those years without making the playoffs,
Yeah.
it is no excuse for why Roy can't do it.
Yeah, man. Cy Young in the AL, I don't have a pick because I don't watch the AL pitchers at all, except the ones we've played, like the Blue Jays. Who else have we played in the AL?
The Red Sox.
Yeah, the Red Sox.
Man.
They lead their division.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but
Division's mid.
I'm there.
In the NL, I had like Jordan said, DeGrom. MVP Roy, of course. I just want to see him steal some more bases because he's probably not gonna lead in home runs this year. He just don't hit enough of them because everybody pitch him inside. So it's literally when he hits a home run, it's because a pitcher missed. So and AL MVP Ohtani. He without Trout in the lineup, like you just said, he took off and. It was the point where him and Roy were neck and neck for home run lead, and Ohtani just started hitting them every game.
I missed 2 days. I come up, he was like up 3 home runs.
I was like, brother, come on.
no batting practice.
No batting practice at all.
I think it's in like the T and the rice or something.
Right.
Like, that man is
That's crazy.
beautiful, man.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
He
For him
definitely
to
got
be
a
like
future
that.
in the hitting coach.
And
Like when I be betting against the A's, I'm like, dang.
and then top 3 in ERA.
Nah, I ain't gonna give him.
man.
I'm just gonna bet the money line. I ain't gonna give him no point.
I'm down.
That's how you win the Cy Young and the MVP.
That's impressive. Top 3 in ERA and the home run leader.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed if you won the Cy Young. I just feel like it would be more of a narrative. I feel like he's more deserving of MVP than
You think
Cy
so?
Young. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but I feel like Shane
Nah,
Bieber.
yeah.
Shane Bieber is different. Like
I mean,
he's definitely the version of Jacob DeGrom.
So
He's
who-
the best pitcher in the league.
the last person to win the Cy Young and the MVP was Verlander, wasn't it?
I want to say DeGrom got one.
Cy Young and MVP?
I'm more than sure
Because
that
Justin Verlander
DeGrom-
won that recently, right? With Houston.
Research department.
I'm
Give us
more
1
than
second.
sure that DeGrom won an MVP.
Our stats guy comes with it.
No, I'm talking about this in the same year.
Hey, man. Give our stats guy a second.
I don't know. Talk about something else.
Ah.
Oh, well, we could talk about.
But I'm saying, like, I still feel like DeGrom. I mean, Bieber is the best pitcher in that league, though. Like, it's not. I don't feel like it's head and shoulders above everybody else like DeGrom is in the league. But I feel like Ohtani is good, but I feel like Bieber is great. So I feel like he deserves it more.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
See, are you talking about just from pitching? Why? Because everybody
Right.
look at MVPs from different perspectives and Cy Youngs. I think it's even more impressive that you are still top 3 in ERA and you doing a plethora of other things. Like,
You be playing hitting every day.
yeah, like if you the MVP,
Still
why
in
not?
bases.
If you the MVP and you still in the top 3 in ERA, yeah, you might have another great a pitcher out there.
It's probably
What makes you not the Cy Young?
because the games. He didn't pitch as many games as
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Kershaw did it in 2014. Verlander did it in 2011.
Ah.
Facts.
Yeah. With that being said, we're gonna move on to the Genius or BS segment. We talked a little bit about it last week with Sha'Carri Richardson being left off the Olympics team, but her suspension was only 30 days, but they did end up leaving her off of the 4x1 team. She would have been able to run in the 4x1. But I think it's genius because the 4x1 is technical anyway. She's not gonna be able to practice with the team or anything. So, like, the thing with the 4x1 is all about timing and handoff. So if you can't work on that for a whole month, then you can't. That's not something you can just pick up and do the day of, like the 100. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, yes, I hate the fact. I think that the suspension is stupid. I hate that weed is not a performance enhancing drug. Yes, all of that. But as far as her being left off for that reason, that makes a whole lot of sense. So, how y'all feel about that?
It's BS all across the board. BS from her, BS from them, BS from everybody. From what, like, Sha'Carri, I get what you, I get why. I understand. Like, you want to smoke some gas. But at the end of the day, if you know what you signing up for, why would you do something like that? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know the rule is stupid, we want the rule to change. You just basically sabotage your run at the Olympics to be a pioneer for that. Like, what? That don't make no sense. Like, you could have read in the Olympics, won gold medals, and then be like, and be at the peak and be like, since I'm at the top and I got all this attention, how about we change the rule about marijuana with the in our drug testing? You could have did this a whole lot differently. So it's BS on you to sit here and cry about all of this. Everybody crying, oh, change the rule. Even if they change the rule, guys, keep in mind, if they change the rule, you will have to wait to the next Olympics for that to be in effect anyway.
I mean, the World Championships next year.
Yes, but that's not the Olympics. Who cares about the World Championships? That's not the Olympics.
Hey, man.
It's
World
not,
Championships are important.
it's not the Olympics. So, but it's just like, it's BS. But it's BS for the Olympics committee to have this in their drug protocol. It has nothing to do with the sport. It has nothing to do with getting better or worse at this game or getting a competitive advantage in it. So it's stupid. Feel like it's just BS around, and then it's just BS for how other people are responding to her, harping on her like she's some type of bad person. Like that's just don't make no sense. Yeah, like come on now, like everybody is human, everybody makes mistakes. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's BS for all the other people who's sitting there trying to cause a riot because like they saying she can't run and stuff like that, and they can't change the rule right now. It's just BS. It's BS from my president from just saying rules is rules. Like that's just a BS response from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, yes, rules is rules. I even said that when I started this off, but you had a whole lot of different other energies when
millions is millions
when things was popping off before. So I just didn't like that answer from my president.
Let her run in a 4x1. I mean, she didn't just start running track.
Yeah, she definitely that's BS that she couldn't run, but
and
coming
from running track, bro, me and Jordan Vaughn did not practice handoffs until the day of, and was straight.
These are facts. You gonna go? We ain't do nothing at track practice.
So I know that they athletic enough to do the same thing. So like they should have let her run.
But see, I think that's BS because who's to say she was gonna be on that team if she ran in the 100s? Like that all of that. Let's put her on the other team that starts and she couldn't do that one.
She's the best. She's the best sprinter on the team.
Yeah, okay,
but when you want,
because she wasn't. We don't even know if she was meant to be on that team if she went to the Olympics. All of that stuff happened.
It would be stupid
if she didn't
wasn't on that team.
I don't know. I feel like you just trying to take somebody's other spot that probably wasn't even her spot to begin with because now she can't. She messed up.
The team,
so now you try. Now you
finna
kick somebody.
The team wasn't going to be put together until like after the qualifying stuff.
Okay.
So after I saw what was going on in the qualifying, and they probably already had in their minds, Sha'Carri gonna either run a second or fourth leg.
Right.
Cause she's definitely they know what they're breathing up. Like they know she's a monster.
See, y'all know more track than me. I just wanted to know, was people sure that she was gonna be on that team? Because that narrative of she couldn't make that team, put her on this team. You taking this opportunity from someone.
It was never like she came out of like nowhere. Like after her freshman year at LSU, like people were like, dang, like she fast enough to run on the Olympic team.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was running like top 15 times in the world, like as a freshman in college. So like it was already set. Like after she left college, it was already like my focus is the Olympics. So like with this mess up, like she got to definitely make it like a stepping stone and train and world championships dominate, and then 4 years from now, I mean, it sounds like a long time, but 4 years will sneak up on you real quick before you know it.
And she's how old?
She
21.
Is,
21.
21, probably just turned 21.
So what she got?
She'll be 25.
One
The good thing
Olympics in her.
Remember the last
It's not like
She'll be- her
like
prime-
it's
her
not like
prime-
gymnastics.
Her prime will be like
20,
20, in between 25 and like 30. Like
Right.
her best
Okay.
years, like her strongest. She's still in her kid body.
So it's not gymnastics type.
No.
Gymnastics, you can
Gymnastics,
start at
you
like
want to be
16.
like, you want to be like 9, and then for world championships.
Let's put it like this: the 2028 Olympics, my niece is gonna be old enough to do it.
Okay, 2028. Sheesh, we gonna be old.
Hey man. Sheesh. Anyway.
Wait,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm somewhere in between Genius and BS. I feel like before Brendan went, I was on BS, but then he was talking about how they had to work on the handouts. And then Ed went, and then I moved back to BS because he told me that it's not that important. So I feel like at the end of the day, I would probably say BS, only because I feel like she's one of the fastest people, and if you want the best times, you would want one of the fastest people. I get their reasoning, but I just don't think it's a good enough reason. I blame Sha'Carri for smoking, but I'm not finna just go out here and beat her down because she was smoking weed. I don't think it's that serious. I don't care at the end of the day.
Not trying to justify it or anything, but like the backdrop of the story is she didn't roll up a blunt and smoke. It was like a vape pen type.
Right.
It was making it like even like it was like, dang, you tried to like beat this, like, you know what I'm saying?
She had it like dab pen.
Yeah.
That's stronger.
Yeah.
Hey man, all I'm
She
saying
thought she
is,
could run it out her system.
all I'm saying is,
That's not smart.
Now when the threshold of the Olympics piss test is 7,
Right.
and the normal threshold is 25, like, and the Olympic piss test is the threshold is so low you probably can fail with smoking secondhand smoke. So hot boxing, if you sit in on a hot box type.
Yeah, because they trying to find that. They want to find it.
yeah.
Right.
It's a Olympics where
Yeah.
all different countries is
Yeah.
competing. They want America to not be able to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not watching it one way or the other. But I feel like if you're gonna boycott just for this, I don't feel like it's a good enough reason. I told you my reason. Them saying that we can't protest Black Lives Matter. I feel like that's a good enough reason. If you feel like that's not a good enough reason, that's on you. Just like I feel like that's not a good enough reason.
All about black people because that ain't even about like
Right.
Like, that,
I don't
that's
feel
too
like it
much.
was
Like,
anti.
That's OD.
Folks just be wanting to be mad, bro.
I don't feel like it
People
was
just wanting to be
anti-black
offended.
for them to leave her off the team because I'm more than sure
There's
that they
other black
replaced
girls on the
her
team?
with a black girl.
Right.
Like
So-
the whole team.
Black.
All the sprinters for sure.
Stop making everything a race issue.
Exactly. It's
Exactly.
not.
Oh
That's-
my gosh, bro.
Now,
That's
if you
as a black
want,
person.
The race issue is the Olympics saying we can't say Black Lives Matter, we can't wear our Afro caps and stuff. That's the racism, like, bro, that type of stuff, bro.
you
And
gonna
she
tell
never
people-
even smoked the blunt and hit the dab pen. She wouldn't even be in this situation. Stop making everything a race thing.
right now, if you want to go out there and boycott because of it, have at it. But I'm just here to tell you that I personally don't think that that's a good enough reason. Just like you might say that my reason isn't a good enough reason.
Anyway, we got to talk about these all-star opt-outs. Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve,
Cheater.
Jacob DeGrom. Well, the first two are cheaters.
Yeah.
Jacob DeGrom, Mookie Betts, and Michael Brantley are the 5 that have announced so far.
COVID
Mookie
reasons.
got a reason.
Who happened? What happened?
Mookie got a reason.
What happened? I missed you.
Short turnaround. Tired.
I mean,
Doesn't
yeah.
everybody have a reason? Ain't that everybody's reason? He's the only one that.
Man, he's a champion, so he has played all those games to win a championship.
I don't know why they would opt out. The All-Star game have significance in baseball.
Am I
Not
wrong?
no more.
Not no more.
Remember when they?
Am-
I know what you're talking about when they
For the
used to do
home
it
field.
for home field. And,
They don't do it no
what
more.
I say?
Am I wrong,
Ah.
or did the playoffs not finish at the same time they did?
They did.
Year? Okay. So
I was gonna let them have it.
What is the short turnaround that?
Hey, hey, man.
Man, you dealing with COVID. We didn't know what was going on.
Man, shut up. If
Just last year, if somebody sneezed, bro, bro. It was none of this last year. Bro.
We was all-
bro.
Look,
Come on, bro.
I don't have a problem with them
That man ain't got
them opting out, but I'm not finna sit here and say that that's a justifiable.
So what
reason.
did they opt out for? Like this
Because
is
they
just-
didn't want to play.
They just didn't want.
I don't have a problem with you saying that.
This is my
but
first time hearing about
You
this.
sitting here saying that that's a justifiable reason because they have a short turnaround. That's no.
Yeah,
You
but-
just say you don't want to
You
play.
see what happened to the NBA players when they had a
Stop
shot?
it.
It's
One,
different.
they-
It's different in baseball. You
they-
only
I
get
play
like
every
you don't
day.
even get the whole week off.
That was a
I play every
77 day.
Every day.
That was
I
77 days
I
off.
maybe missed 3
They
days,
got-
3 games.
Baseball
I play
normally
every
ends
day.
in October.
Let me have my day
Last
off.
year ended
Do
in
you go to work every
October.
day?
It ended at the same time
Do
it
you go
does
to work
every
day?
year.
Do you take off from work?
If they would have won the championship in 2019,
no. Do you take off from work?
if they would have won the
That's not
championship
the
in
question.
2019,
You talking about 2019,
they
I'm
would have
talking
started
about
back in
2021.
2020.
Do you take off from work?
No,
You don't take off. You don't ever want to take off from work.
I want to, but I don't.
All right, that's
You
work.
not at work today?
All right, that's work.
I'm off. I'm scheduled off. I don't take off.
But what about workouts?
What?
Physical labor. Do you ever take off from physical labor? At
Yes.
all?
I guess. I don't know.
This man played. He
All I'm
he
saying
puts
is,
his life
I don't have a
this is his
problem
job.
with
He
him
plays
wanting to be
every
off.
day, bro.
I don't have a problem with him
Plays
wanting to
every
be
day.
off.
Why go to the All-Star game? He gonna play 3 innings.
But see,
I don't.
I know.
I'm not. We're having the same
I'm
argument.
traveling across the world for 3 innings.
We're having the same argument.
Chill
All I'm
out,
saying
man. You
is
ain't gotta
call
go.
a spade a spade. Don't try to justify that.
Because they
Just
don't
say
want-
I don't want to
baseball-
go.
Because MLB
Don't
don't
try
want. MLB don't want them saying they don't want to play.
Don't
Exactly.
don't,
They're
don't
trying
go
to
out
reach
here
a
blaming no
younger
short
audience.
turnaround. It wasn't a short turnaround. It
I'm
was
not
the
saying
normal
that. I'm
turnaround.
really just being
Two
sarcastic.
two of those people probably don't fit in when they go over there. You know how because they cheaters. A lot of people don't like them. You know what I'm saying? They probably don't even want to be around their energy. They walk in there, they probably don't believe you deserve to be there. You know?
But I mean, like I said, I don't have a problem with none of them going. I respect DeGrom the most. He said, I've been hurt most of the season. It's an important year. We are in first place, and I don't want to risk it
I
to
just
play
feel like
1 or 2 innings.
I feel like if it's not a major injury, or if you're not dealing with an injury, or if you don't have a personal matter at home, if you play hockey, if you play baseball, if you play football, if you play basketball, you cannot and should not miss the All-Star game. Why? Because this is not something that's just this game is a reason. It's a reason for this. This game's for all of these sports is to showcase the top 15. I think in baseball, 30.
I think it's like 60 something.
Yeah. So the top 15 in baseball case, 60 players in the sport. This is the sport and the fans highlighting you as the best of the best, the cream of the crop, where we want to see all y'all together on the field, on the baseball court, on the baseball field, on the football field, basketball court, hockey field, whatever you want to call that, and showcase your skills and be an all-star and celebrate the game. That's what this All-Stars is about. And I feel like players nowadays talking about they don't want to join, they don't want to go because it's not important, it don't mean anything, or I'm worried about my squad. Nobody's ever worried about their squad like that you want to skip the All-Star game, but you can low manage and go to the clubs and stuff like that in the middle of the season. Like, the All-Star game is for the fans. That's the one game that all fans can come together and have a good time and appreciate the sport. Because every other game we're out against each other.
I understand what you're
It's
saying.
a battle. You should not be able to say, I'm not finna participate in the All-Star. It's a privilege. A lot of people work their whole lives to become an All-Star.
It is a privilege, but at the same time, I'm a privilege. You a privilege for having me.
That's bullshit.
See, I'm somewhere.
That's bullshit.
I'm in the middle. I see what you're saying,
You a
but at the
privilege
same
to have
time,
me?
What you
baseball season is 162.
62 games.
cut the season?
No.
Are you paying
Because it's baseball.
one because
They're not.
nobody
They're not gonna get the same.
either the
contract.
owners nor
They don't
the
lose
players
money.
are gonna give up that money.
All right, then do the All-Star game. Don't say it's a long season. Then this been a
See,
part of the season.
That's the exact same thing you said last year. Then when we got to the playoffs, you was complaining about all this extra time and then how
I don't
people
think the
got hurt.
All-Star game affected that though.
I mean, but it definitely did.
did.
They were gonna have a whole week off where they could just sit and relax. Now, granted, I don't feel like all of the injuries were because of the shortened season, But you can't have both sides of the same argument.
Did you forget who we talking
But
to?
no, y'all not gonna do that. Y'all not gonna
all
do
I'm
that.
saying-
The difference between anything last year was the fact it was COVID. We wouldn't even have like a conversation about that if it wasn't COVID.
But I'm always for the athlete, bro. The athlete should have whatever say so, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever say so they want.
I'm not
You
finna
should.
sit here.
Bring in
You
all
should,
this
but an
money.
All-Star game, you should be there.
Speaking
Yes,
of which,
I
no
can-
salary cap in football.
I
That
can
needs
see
to
if
be
it was
said.
like the basketball All-Star game where they play most of the game, but in baseball
And
you
then-
literally
and
go
then
up
now
for one
it
at
don't even
bat.
mean nothing.
At all.
At all.
Like
They should
I
bring back the
again,
Yes.
if like back in the day when it was for home field advantage, then yes. Why are you sitting out?
I don't
You
even
could
like.
be-
I don't like they changed that rule either. I like the fact when
Yeah.
All-Star games
Uh,
have, you know,
I mean, it
competitive.
has its pros and cons.
Those games
because
used to be good. The
there
All-Star
were
games
times.
used to be
There
good.
were times when the best team in the league by a significant amount
Yeah.
was the away team in the World Series just because of the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Which
but-
I mean, I get it; it makes sense. But yes, there's the downside of people not taking it serious anymore.
I think that's what the world is. A big pro and a big con. That's just what it is.
well
Like,
then you
it's
take
basically
the pros and the cons. The pros are that yeah, we're playing this game, but the con is some of them might not want to play because they want to play in the
I
playoffs.
feel like the pros is we got this All-Star game. We should be able to have times throughout the season where we rest our bodies and stuff. But this
Yeah.
game right here, this one game. I'm not
Yeah,
talking about no
you
home
say
run
that-
derbies, 3-point contest, no dunk contest. I'm talking about the one game.
You
This
say
is
that
for the
now
fans. This is
until
for the
you
sport.
go to the game when it's the Angels and the Yankees playing, and Shohei Ohtani is pitching, and Aaron Judge is sitting out, and everybody sat there and complained, talking about why is Aaron Judge not playing? But he's gonna be in the All-Star
If
game.
you, if you
But that's
add
the
more-
same thing in all sports. You're gonna deal with actually no matter
I mean,
how
but
you
so
do
how
it, it's
do you
gonna be
beat
like
it, though?
that.
Like,
I'm
what
about to
is-
say it's
what
gonna be
is
like that
the-
regardless.
You
I mean,
said-
but you said that instead of not playing in the All-Star game, you should sit out regular season.
And I'm
games.
just saying, like, you can't strategic like you if the season is long, if the season is this long, you can't strategically.
I mean, but what is
you
your
can't you can't
realistic
just get yourself
solution?
right for a weekend.
What is
for the
your
fans?
realistic solution? Because cutting the season isn't a realistic solution.
I know, but I'm saying I had just said that because you was like.
I mean,
it's
I
last season.
obviously I feel like all seasons should be cut.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the NFL season should be 16 games. I don't feel like the NBA, 17 now.
now.
But I don't feel like the NFL season should be that long. I don't feel like the NBA season should be 82. I don't feel like the baseball season should be 162.
I agree.
But I know none of those leagues are gonna change
Because
what
of
they're
money,
doing.
because of money, and I understand that aspect. I'm just saying when it comes to all of these seasons been a long season. Football, you probably can't do that because it's you know how it's set up. But with baseball and basketball, it's a long season. You can strategically strategize and plan your times for breaks. If you know how good your team is, we the Heat. We playing Timberwolves, you know. We playing the Raptors. I can take this weekend off. You feel me? I can be okay for the weekend for the All-Star game because this is for the fans. This is for the sport. This is celebrating. I feel like All-Star
Okay.
is celebrating the sport.
So imagine you're a fan in what's a team that doesn't have Utah? They don't have any other sport other than the Jazz, correct?
Mhm.
So imagine they're trash now, and Anthony Davis and the Pelicans back when he played for the Pelicans, and there's only one player on that team. So you're going to see Anthony Davis because there's nobody else to see. Utah's trash. I get to this one time to go see an actual sports game. I save up all my money to go see Anthony Davis, and he doesn't play. Now, you're not complaining because he played in the All-Star game. He played in all of the marquee games, but that one fan in Utah is upset, pissed the hell off because he didn't get to see
He's a
the
casualty.
one game he was
He's
waiting.
a casualty.
Okay, but that's my point. Why would you rather have that casualty in the regular season than in the All-Star game?
Because at that point, we're losing the celebration of the game.
But you're gaining a game that matters.
Oh, are we?
Yes.
I wear Jordan. Like at the end of the, I don't even know the score to last year's All-Star game.
It's not about
Or the year
it's
before
about
that.
the celebration.
Or who
of
won
it.
the year before that. I know the
Only reason I know
who
is because I
know
looked
who
it
won
up
the
for the
World
segment.
Series. I know who was in these championship games.
Yeah, that's cool and all until the All-Star game and all of these awards things start taking away. Then everybody sitting here like,
I'm gonna keep it a whole being with
everybody. I guarantee when the
I'ma keep it a
All-Star game goes
whole-
away completely, people will be
a
craving
whole
for it
being
back.
with you, my guy. I watched one inning of the All-Star game.
On there.
Now the game's
Even when
different.
it mattered, I only watched one inning. Instead of
Let
watching
it
the first
in and
inning,
out.
I watched the ninth inning.
Everybody in and out.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel
Like,
like
it's-
what do people play
See,
for now? Like all the sports have
playoffs.
lost its essence.
They're
to
not
me.
playing for
No, because-
a regular season
'cause
exhibition game that doesn't
I feel
matter.
like that's just a bunch of bull because Michael Jordan, Magic, Larry Bird, all
I
of these
promise
people
you.
played in a physical time. They played the All-Star game. They played everything else. They didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't like.
Yeah,
maybe because
nobody-
we don't have social media. They ain't have
I was
social
just
media
about
and
to
stuff
say
like
nobody
that,
was
but-
out there scrutinizing them for not winning the championship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
feel like it just.
Newspaper.
Nobody read the newspaper.
This world just got it changed and is very impressionable now to the point where everything's losing its essence. I know, I get what y'all saying. I feel like that fan you talking about Utah deserved to see
I
Anthony
get it.
Davis, but I
If-
feel like as us is celebrating maybe people who don't have a particular fan in the NBA and just loves the game of basketball want to see hoops when like I enjoy the All-Star game because we had many valuable moments in the All-Star game. The Kobe's, the LeBrons, the Dwayne Wades. Me growing up personally have seen a lot of great NBA All-Star games. And before the Pro Bowl became a sack of mid, it was a great Pro Bowl. It was a great Pro Bowl. I appreciate stuff like that because I feel like that is something for the fans. Everything else is for the team, the organization, for themselves, their profit. They don't care about us. That's the All-Star stuff is for the fans. They putting on a show for us. We're coming together celebrating no team, just these players in the game. I feel like we need that.
Yeah.
And all of these players saying, "Oh, it's just not important." That's not cool. I just don't think that's cool.
I mean, I guess the only thing to your point I would say is if I was a Mets fan, I would probably be like, well, we better win this division now. Ain't no excuses. You didn't play those 4 games, so you should be fresh. If Roy wasn't playing, I'd probably be pissed. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I would understand it, and I would say, well, I mean, I don't really care about this game at the end of the day. This game really means nothing. So, am I upset that Roy isn't in the home run derby? A little. Do I care? No, not really.
Okay, so-
he probably didn't take the invite.
But if they
He did.
start,
Yeah.
okay, but if they start taking away, All-Star titles, because all of these are incentives. All of these are incentives. So
Yeah,
you-
but
let's
even
say-
if you decline it, you're still
I
an
know,
All-Star.
but I feel like that's BS. I feel like that's BS. It should be a game. It should be a game. It should be a game. If you take away the All-Star game, take away the All-Star titles, and now you just Mookie Betts. You're not All-Star Mookie Betts. I guarantee that. I guarantee they be living. Guarantee they be.
But
That's cool.
Right,
That's
I don't
cool.
think anybody.
I guarantee that. I guarantee that All-Stars matter, folks. Them All-Stars matter. I guarantee.
I don't think. See, now people who are
And
like the
everybody
Chris
that
Middleton type of.
Everybody that opted out was people that's been an All-Star more than 2 times, where they can sit there and be okay with it.
Yeah.
And nobody who's been an All-Star who's on their way up is going to
See, but that's
So
another
that's
reason why I don't have a problem with
See,
it.
you know what I'm saying?
Who do want to play?
Exactly.
And going to give their 100% because they've never been in an All-Star.
No
game.
cap. You
I
get
done
more
played- I
shine.
done played in 8 of these, bro. Like, I got all the jerseys.
You get more shine. You get more motivation, and we get to know who these players are, so you can promote them to.
If we're going to
new
keep it
fan
like that,
bases.
then I'll be okay. If we're talking about established All-Stars already been in there, did what they had to do, it's okay.
Now, you
I just
like
don't like
it.
the trajectory we're on, where it seems like even nobody cares about it. It's just like it's whatever to people
definitely
now.
Not nobody.
That's
Like,
how I
people-
feel.
It's definitely people care. Like,
See,
those guys prove it.
Yeah, like I won't be
What's
tripping
all
if
this?
they know.
like
Of the opt-outs,
Yeah.
Carlos Correa, Altuve,
Champion.
DeGrom, Mookie,
Best.
and Michael Brenton.
Michael Brantley is a
all
champ-
the 3 champion.
Michael
3
Brant
champion cheaters.
it's 4
Yeah.
champions,
Yeah.
and
Like, them guys,
DeGrom
like-
got them to the World Series.
Yeah, them guys.
So-
DeGrom is the best pitcher. So,
Yeah.
like, them
Yeah,
guys-
I mean,
and he,
I ain't
and he
hurt
be
by
hurt,
nobody.
and he carrying his team. So,
Right.
I
So
definitely
I
see
mean,
I understand. If we're gonna keep it like that, cool. But
Yeah.
that
But,
that
like-
notion how they just make it seem like it's whatever, that could
like if Chris Bryant was there and he was like, "No, I'm not playing." I'm like, dude.
yeah. Like
you need
Yeah.
to get your stock up.
Yeah,
Like-
Exactly.
like if Aaron Judge just walk out there and be like, Yeah, I'm not playing. What you mean you not playing? Like,
No, see, no. You definitely shouldn't be wanting him playing because he would get hurt in it.
hey man, I don't have no faith he was gonna get healthy regardless. So might as well play the All
What's
Star
wrong with
game.
him now?
I don't
Everything.
know
He's like
everything.
a
Life.
big giant. Like it's probably like his big toe or something.
Yeah, everything hurt him.
Toe.
But I mean,
Him and Stanton probably just sit in the ice tub and stare at each other all day. What you
Flexing.
playing? I don't know.
Flexing at each other.
Just flexing, yeah.
yeah, I don't have a problem. Like I said, I feel like they should do what's best for them. I feel like case by case. I don't know what Michael Brantley's reason is, other than maybe he doesn't want to deal with the cheating.
His homeboys ain't going.
Right.
You don't want to get jumped.
That's really what it sounds like.
They
So
still mad.
I mean, in his case, yes, I can see why you would be upset, but he's not really a top tier All-Star anyway. So who's really missing him? If we're being completely honest.
yeah.
So I mean, we got to break it down case by case. Like the people are missing DeGrom, but he's hurt. The people are missing Correa and Altuve.
But they're cheaters.
Right, but they're cheaters and they was gonna get booed anyway. So
Exactly.
if
Yeah.
I was
I don't
them,
think they
I
want
wouldn't
that.
go.
Yeah. The whole, everybody like that.
Mookie, I don't have an excuse for him. If he doesn't want to go, he just doesn't want to go. I can't make an excuse for him. So I mean,
Might be nicked up.
right. I mean, he was hurt
tight.
at the beginning of the
Yeah.
season, so there's that. But I mean, I'm
You
not
think-
saying shut up and play. That's not who I am. I don't feel like.
When y'all put it like that, I agree. I just don't want people thinking like the
Nah.
All Star is not important.
I mean,
Yeah, it definitely.
I don't want people to think
It's
that,
fun,
but
like,
it's not important.
It's
I
not
don't want the
important.
players to think that. I want them to go out there and put on a show
To
because
me,
yes,
I
some
feel
of
like
my
I feel like it should all be important. But the only way for it all to be important is if you
my
cut the
only
season,
thing is,
and you can't do that.
as much as I love baseball, I can't ever think of going back and remembering an All-Star game, like anything
I
from an
remember
All-Star game.
like
Other than-
moments, like
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
moment I remember from an All-Star game was Brian McCann hitting the game-winning RBI, but I wasn't even at the house. I was listening to it on the radio.
No, I'm saying like if you shorten the seasons for all of them, maybe players would be more enthusiastic, would not be
I don't
burnt
think-
out.
I don't
to
think-
play.
I think that's the baseball nature though. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you playing every team, you gonna play. You might play a 2-game AL series one week, but you go on an A field to play the next week another 2 games, and then you playing every team either 3 or 4 games. So that's how the baseball season is built for a marathon
Yeah.
of games. Because look at who started off sorry. Somebody started off horrible. And then ended up. Oakland started off maybe like 1-10.
Yeah, and then they won like
Yeah.
13
Yeah.
straight.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
can't.
that was crazy. That was
Hey,
crazy.
man.
They're one of the most inconsistent teams in baseball. Every year, you think there's a chance they might win the World Series, or at least a possibility. You know,
Yeah, they always had that possibility. They play that money ball.
then they fold.
I don't think they ever fold. I just don't think they actually had the championship team. But I just like, can you? Well, you probably can't. But
Oh.
I'm pretty sure even like most fans can't name 3 players off their team.
Not right now. I used to.
Nah.
Not right now.
Nah.
All I know is they got beautiful uniforms.
Yeah, the all white shoes.
Yes,
Well,
them things are so beautiful.
Before we move on, who y'all got as All-Star MVP?
A tiny.
There's gonna be a picture. Yeah.
See, I don't think it's not as guaranteed because before Shane Bieber, I think the last picture was like 2001. Pedro, I think it was.
I think.
Somebody got hit on run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only reason I would say Otani, even though
Because he might go deep too.
I think he'll get a strikeout or two and then hit a home run. I think his MVP would be more offense based than defense, but he would still technically be a pitcher, so that would fit what
Yeah.
he's saying. But I could also see Roy now that Mookie isn't playing, depending on where the lineup is. He could be 1 or 2 or 3 and then bring in an RBI.
Yeah.
That could help get the win. So those are my 2 choices.
And, all right. Well, I guess we're moving on to the spelling bee champion. Shout out to Black Women. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Her name is
Yes, sir.
Zyla Avant Gardy. She's 14.
Avant-garde.
Guard.
Yes, sir.
Wow, look at that.
Shout out to Zach Etheridge teaching us words.
Exactly.
Spelling bee champion and a 3-time Guinness World Record holder.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And she be hooping.
And she be hooping. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's great. It's great to see us break boundaries and overcome a lot of things. And I love seeing our youth, especially with me being a dad now. You just want to see these kids be great, and you want to see them like just take on the world and not have to deal with anything we have to deal with. Just continue to grow and be the best that they can. And this little girl right here, definition of that. Like I done watched the film on her. She great at hooping. She said she want to be a neuroscience. Like she's just like something I would want my daughter to be at age 14. You know what I'm saying?
No cap.
And I thought Akilah and the Bee was based on a true story. I thought Akilah was a real person that won the spelling bee. So when I found out she was the first African American girl to win the spelling bee, I realized my whole life was a lie.
Somebody is capping.
Somebody
Akilah won it.
Kiki, you lied to me this whole time. I'm out here thinking, huh?
Kiki gonna lie to everybody.
Kiki lying to everybody. She did not love me.
Hey, man.
But what y'all got on it?
I'm just saying, bro. Aria got 4 more years, bro. We gonna send her.
Okay.
Cause they get a college scholarship
For
winning the spelling bee.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we send Aria in for a year. That's how I feel about it.
Yes, sir.
I
She
wouldn't
don't
get
really have a choice either. It's kind of like the whole Olympics thing. She don't really have a choice in the matter.
I wouldn't got past the preliminary round.
I'm saying, we wouldn't have got out of what they do it by
In the classroom too.
Yep.
They started in the classroom first.
Yep.
And I got past there.
On everything.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. It was impressive. My mom loves watching it every year. Shout out to teachers.
Okay.
But yeah, it was cool seeing that it was the first black person to win it. So, does anybody know how to spell the winning word?
Who was it?
Mariah.
Yes.
M.
Maya?
It's
It's always because he said something about Murray, so I know it got 2 R's in there.
Yeah.
it's a flowering. It's a genus of a flowering plant in the citrus family.
Say it. Can I have
Word
the
of
pronunciation?
Yeah.
Mariah.
Word of origin?
Country of origin. I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know, dude.
Whatever it is. That's how they
I don't
be.
know,
Can I have it used in a sentence, please?
dude. I should have.
Can you spell the winning word?
I mean, obviously, I'm looking it up.
Murai. Murai.
But yes,
M-U-R-R-A-Y. Murai.
It's.
I bet I spelled that wrong.
It does not say the country of origin. Oh, Latin.
Latin.
Murai. M-U-R-R-A-y.
Is it H at the end?
It's another A.
Murraya.
A-Y.
Ah.
Oh.
That's why I wasn't spelling it.
I would have
Exactly.
been mad if I would have realized that I missed one letter. I got all the way there to miss one letter.
But I can't
generation.
spell without right now. I don't know.
Exactly.
It don't work like that. But they can calculate all the numbers you need.
Hey man, there, and there. I still have to write that up.
That's
I
amazing.
know how to use it, but gotta make sure.
Hey man, the
Don't
only
look right.
multiplications I know off the top of my head are sevens. Shout out to
that.
football
Football.
scores.
Yep.
That is amazing though, to be able to do that. Basically know a dictionary inside out
Yeah.
and just spell words off the top of your head. And I went to school for English, and I still can't do that.
Might have one major.
Can't say them either.
Hmm?
I said can't say them either. Old fumbling names.
Hey man.
That man said genus.
I myself broke boundaries. I used to have a bad speech
That
impediment
man
for like
said she had
6th
3
grade.
genus world records.
Hey man, we gonna move on
We
to the
overcoming.
home run, to the home run derby. I'm gonna read out the bracket. Otani versus Juan Soto. Joey Gallo versus Trevor Story. Matt Olson versus Trey Mancini.
Trey Mancini.
Mancini. I don't know where I got the H from.
That's how you spell it.
No, I'm saying no, never mind. Salvador Perez and Pete Alonso. I got Pete Alonso and Otani in the finals. I like Pete
I'm
Alonso.
going with underdog Joey Gallo.
Is he really an underdog? He the number 2 seed.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
I'm going with him. Cause that's all his swing is for. To hit a home run. Like,
Yeah.
He can't hit the ball like.
It's Josh Donaldson's fault, bro. He started
all he
that.
does is hit home runs. Like that's all his swing is for. And
Hey,
then
man.
like everything, even when he get out, is flyouts.
How
Yep.
the hell did Salvador Perez make it?
That's
But
the 4 seed too.
I like Otani. To be honest, I like the top 4. Otani, Juan Soto,
No.
Joey Gallo.
Otani.
I mean, I know it's 1-8, but I'm
Yeah,
saying like the
okay.
top 4 of the list.
Okay.
Perez
Otani,
got a dub.
huh?
Perez got 20 home runs.
I know, but he doesn't strike me as a home run hitter. Like I know he has power, but he doesn't seem like the type that would
Not
be in.
Derby.
Huh?
Not a derby hitter.
Right. Like he seems like the type that catch you when you make a mistake.
They probably down to their third, fourth person.
Yeah.
Man.
I would say if I had to choose one person, I would go Gallo, just because he seems like the most comfortable in a home run derby type. Like his natural swing is to swing for the fences. I don't think Otani's natural swing is to swing for the fences. But if Trevor Story can sneak past him, I like his chances because of the fact that it's his home park. He knows like the dimensions,
I was just
like
about to
how
say.
to swing, what would be the best place to try to get it out, those type of things. But I mean,
They also playing in Colorado though, so the ball gonna carry either way.
facts.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Pete Alonso though.
Yeah, he won it last year,
Right.
or the last home run derby. They had.
Don't sleep on Pete Alonso. He definitely can win it. So,
I got Otani. I mean,
Yeah.
Trevor Story is a close second because, like Jordan said, it's his home park.
I feel like
See, I've always been more
Thing with-
interested in the home run derby than the All-Star game.
right.
Yeah,
I
mean,
feel like
'cause-
the home run derby is. Granted, Otani is leading the league, but it's
Just
a
watching
marathon,
that ball,
same
just
thing.
Watching
Right.
that ball fly out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, dang, that's that far?
and them doing it back to back to
Yeah,
back, that's
right.
hard.
Right. The home run derby has always been more interesting to me.
And then, like,
Now, if the days of star players not doing home run derby, like when LeBron decided not to do the slam dunk contest, if that happens,
Yeah.
then you might be onto something. But right now, the fact that, like I said, if it was basketball where they played most of the game and it was only like a couple of people on the All-Star roster, then yes. But right now, I don't see it being a big issue unless it's like a bunch of backup B-list, nobody we know type things. Like right now, it's so many people that we still know where you're not really missing nobody.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, before we get out of here, we're going to finish with our last segment. As always, the Pick the Inning segment. This week, question comes from Penny. Shout out to Penny. Are championships valid if you avoid a team's best player? Yes, because injuries are a part of the game. Everybody's season would have went a different way if this person hadn't got hurt, or this would have failed this way. This player hadn't been suspended for this. So I think as much as people want to give LeBron them an asterisk for that year, he still is a champion because Draymond Green missed Game 5. So
you can go all the way back to if you want to take away championships to when LeBron played Golden State the first time.
right.
When Kyrie got hurt, maybe Game 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's just part of the game, and it's real life. That's the beauty of it. Like it's the difference between simulating a game on PlayStation than playing it in real life. You can actually get hurt. You're like, so like that's just part of it. And so it definitely does count.
It's valid, but it's in the back of everybody's minds what happened. Like you didn't face the best player, or you did come against a team that was short-handed. But nevertheless, you did what you had to do. Because what if you would have went out there and lost to them? They would have been like, how in the world did you lose to them? Yeah. So basically, at the end of the day, if what's that saying?
Damned if you do, damned
if you don't, but you deal the cards that's dealt, something like that.
No, you
Yeah.
play the cards.
You play the
that
cards that's dealt. So if I'm
Dang.
if I'm the Suns and I'm facing the Lakers and they only got LeBron and they don't have AD,
That's what it is.
yeah, it is what it is. My job is to beat LeBron right now. So like, I can't. I can't sit there and worry about the next. So, yes, it's valid. You can take that. You can't take that away from the Lakers last year. The Heat getting there this year. I mean, last year. The Phoenix Suns getting there this year. Milwaukee getting there this year. Can't take that away from them. Penny, the question I will ask is if it's validated if you join 4 other all-stars, 4 other superstars, and you got to beat the best player. You know what I'm saying? Is it valid then? You know, that's the question. You know what I'm saying?
I knew that was coming.
That's the question.
That wasn't the question. The question was,
nah.
are championships valid if you avoid the best players? Shout out to Penny.
Hey, man, all I'm saying is no team with 4 all-stars won. All I'm saying is the team with 3 won. And I know another team that had 3. And I'm a fan of that team. All I'm saying is,
They
to
have
answer your
4.
question, no, they had
2 MVPs, 1 what?
You said he joined the team. That when he joined the team, they made for it.
Did they get him in free agency? Or, I don't even know what y'all talking about.
They did.
Or were they? Well, he was traded. I mean,
Nah, he
James
went down
Harden,
free.
James Harden was traded.
I was talking about the Warriors first.
Oh, yeah.
The Warriors.
Yeah,
Hey, we can talk
That
about
was
Brooklyn
all-
too, though.
that
I
was
mean,
all.
what I'm saying.
What Brooklyn did, they finessed.
Hey, man.
So I respect
That's
that.
Philadelphia.
The only
fault.
reason Brooklyn has James Harden is because Philadelphia. Not Philadelphia. Houston is stupid. They were petty. They didn't want to
didn't
send
wanna
James
send
Harden
the-
to the
GM.
Philadelphia. Philadelphia
Okay,
had the
Daryl
better
Morey.
trade package.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Philadelphia had the better trade package. So you can't even put that on Brooklyn. Like that was just
Still.
Houston being
They
petty.
still though. Still.
I mean,
though.
I'm not.
Them.
The results are the results, but all I'm saying is you can't put that on Brooklyn. They literally were giving James Harden.
Yeah, they did the
Yeah.
Birdman.
Yeah.
They did the
But
Birdman
they-
head rub for real too. They was like, yeah, stupid
Yes,
Philly.
Yeah.
And they played their card.
Yeah.
Hey man,
James Harden got old on him real quick.
yeah. To answer Penny's questions, I feel like they're valid, but to piggyback off what Kevin said, it's not like I'm not gonna have a mental note by it. I'm not gonna put an asterisk by it. You did what you had to do. You won your 16 games. That was impressive, but I'm not gonna rank it up there with the other championships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Unless-
not about to be one of the greatest
It
teams.
ain't no
It's not
Dwayne
good
Wade
yet.
in 06 versus the Mavericks type thing.
Right,
That's
right.
a validated
The only-
championship.
That's
The
fair.
only way that championship that you did, where it's not like you don't play the top tier teams, the only way that one will get elevated is if you do more after it. Like,
Yeah.
say if Jordan would have finished with that 1 ring against the Lakers where they didn't play Byron Maxwell and James Worthy, he wouldn't be looked at the same. But since he did more after it, beating Charles Barkley and coming back and beating the Jazz, that's what made him what he was. Is like, I'm more than sure, especially after those first couple of years when Jordan wasn't really playing nobody, and like he finally beat the Pistons, but like once he finally got to the finals and had to play that team, I'm more than sure there were people out there saying, well, if those two were healthy, then you wouldn't have won. But the fact that he went on to win those extra championships, it kind of null and voids that. Like, yeah, you could say that, but they're so good that there's no really true argument to have about that.
Yeah.
But with the Cavs, since they did lose those other 3, you can have that argument more comfortably. Now, granted, removing time from it, I don't think that they would have beat them that year. But you could still, I mean, I feel like the Cavs still would have beat them even if Draymond was there, just the way that those two played. But at the time, nobody was willing to have that argument. But after those 3, they're definitely not having that argument. The next 2 finals that they won. So, I mean, I'm saying all this to say, yes, they're valid, but that doesn't mean that people are just going to go out there and say they deserve the championship or they were the most deserving. Yeah. I feel like if we're having those questions, you just have to prove it the next couple of years.
Yeah. Well, that concludes another episode of your favorite podcast, Not Another Sports Podcast. Remember, I'm one of your hosts, Brandon, and make sure you follow me on all those social media sites at Rob was there.
Yeah, and this is Kevin. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Vice City Kevin.
Yes, sir. And this is Jordan. You can follow me on Twitter at @this_guy11, at Instagram at _this guy11. Wait, You can follow me on Instagram at _thisguy11, on Twitter at @this_guy11. Follow the sports pages on Facebook and Instagram at Not Another Sports Podcast, and on Twitter at N_A_S_S_podcast. Thank you for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, on the Cool Telly YouTube page,
Yes, sir.
you can follow us on all audio platforms by searching Not Another Sports Podcast, the black and red logo.
Don't put nothing else in front of it.
No cap.
Not that anybody else is an imposter.
Yes, sir.
Got anything
And
to say?
Special thank you to our boy Ed for joining us
Yes,
again.
sir.
Follow
Definitely
me.
appreciate
You
it.
want a couple little laughs throughout the week. Follow me on Twitter at Loading20, LOADING 2__0.
Yes, sir.
Y'all make sure that y'all washing y'all hands out here and y'all being safe. We appreciate all the support that we're getting, and more to come. Be sure to check out Vice City Kev on all music streaming platforms. Run that up.
No
Yes, sir.
cap. And one more stat before we go. Shohei Ohtani he had the most home runs by a Japanese-born player in a season at the first half.
Sheesh.
And I think he tied or is one behind Sammy Sosa for the most home runs in the first half by a player. So
And it's also, I believe, 8 weeks till
Yes,
Florida
sir.
Gators hit the field. And we'll be on our quest to college football playoff national championship.
How about
playoffs.
y'all? Just win the East.
Playoffs.
First. Win
Yeah,
the East
Let's work
first.
on playoffs first.
Win the East first.
We won the East.
I know. Hey.
Last
I
year.
said what I said.
Hey,
You act like it's just a guarantee y'all gonna win.
hey, man. For whatever anybody got to say about me being a Florida fan, remember, Georgia is in our division.
Yeah, Georgia.
Just remember
That's
that.
gonna be alright.
And what's worse than a Florida fan? A Georgia
I
fan.
get
Hey
it.
man, I'm not finna sit
You're
here
not
and
wrong
say
with
I
that.
don't want y'all to win. All I'm saying is I don't think, as of right now, I see the SEC championship being Alabama versus Georgia.
This is the year I see if I want this damn Mullen contract void, or do we want it to continue? Because we
He's starting with a new quarterback.
yeah, I'm
You
about
got
to say we got a whole new offense coming in and a whole new defense coming in.
That's
So
some new offense.
Huh?
New plugins.
Yeah, y'all want Dan Mullen back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Y'all going back to the bottom of the SEC. Y'all gonna be down there with Vanderbilt.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, bro. Y'all
Hey
fight.
man,
Hey, okay.
don't do that.
Going
Anchor
back to
down.
the Georgia Southern days.
Anchor down.
Back-
Hey,
Blocking
don't
Georgia
act like it ain't
Southern
that far.
Hey man, all I'm saying is we done come a long way. I done weathered the storm as a Florida fan. I done shed some tears over this team.
Oh, this new
We
playoffs
need-
gonna be nice.
We need to step it up.
Yeah, we gonna talk
Yeah,
about that.
Segment, yeah. And another little layout that they.
Oh, it's 8 teams, yeah. We
Nah,
going to
they-
the playoffs this year. 6.
Well, it's not this year, but
They ain't changing to 12.
I think it's 20.
12 in 2023,
AB,
24,
hey, Brandon,
something like
if
that.
it's 8 teams, I know we a top
I
18
feel
every
like
year.
it's
Hey, man.
I feel like I give everybody a little chance.
No, it won't. It's
I'm
gonna,
just
it's
saying.
gonna
You'll be there.
you be there, yeah, but it's gonna be
You got a
Clemson,
chance.
Alabama, and Ohio State,
Little chance.
Oklahoma every now and then.
Notice he never said Florida.
Not at all.
No.
Never. But
I'm
speaking of
realistic.
Florida,
Y'all act like
Can you close us out?
I'm
y'all
dead.
act like y'all act like I'm not realistic about them at times.
I'm dead. But speaking of Florida,
With that, go Gators.
Roll
Roll
Tide.
I don't.
Like, bro, we already closed
No
the
cap.
episode.